afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Monday, October 12th, 2015. This is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Katie Armstrong. In campus news, Tarleton State University's Ever Forward, Ever Onward 2015 homecoming kicked off last night with the lighting of the Tarleton smokestack. The festivities began with a barbecue and closed with the smokestack shining brightly in royal purple and music from Brandon Ryder. A Purple Out picnic, yell contest, parade, tailgating event, and football game are among the festivities planned as Tarleton gears up for this year's homecoming celebration to welcome alumni and families back to campus. The Texans' homecoming football game versus Eastern New Mexico kicks off at 6 p.m. this Saturday, and the ticket booth will open at 4 on the west side of the stadium. For ticket information, call 254-968-1832. During halftime, this year's homecoming queen will be crowned, along with a performance by Tarleton's marching band, The Sound and the Fury, and the Texan Stars dance team. Visit www.tarleton.edu for a full schedule of events for this week. In regional news, the Stephenville Empire-Tribune reports that a man accused of murder will go on trial Tuesday, almost 2 years after the crime was committed. Juan Reyes, 34, is accused of killing Keith Lynn Wood II, 32, in October 2013 during a verbal dispute on his home on Belmont Street. Then he buried the body in Proctor, the first time a crime has been committed in the city limits since 2001. District Attorney Alan Nash said he expects the trial to take about 3 days. The investigation into the murder began on October 17, 2013, when Wood's father reported that his son was missing. He told authorities his son was last seen on October 7th. The investigation then heated up when the Erath County Sheriff's Office received a call that individuals were overheard talking about a murder that had taken place here in Stephenville. The Sheriff's Office contacted police and a joint investigation was launched. Investigators contacted the persons who were overheard talking, and through those conversations, we were led to the location where the murder occurred, former Police Chief Pat Bridges said at that time. They were cooperative and provided details of what they knew and what they had heard. Reyes was then taken into custody in Comanche and was transported back to Erath County, where he told investigators where the body was located. Reyes remains incarcerated at the Erath County Jail, held on a $1 million bond for murder and a $50,000 bond for tampering with evidence. Jury selection will begin Tuesday morning. Now for today's Texas, national, and international news, we turn to the Associated Press. Visitors to the Houston Zoo can now pack a little something extra beside a camera and picnic basket. The nearly century-old institution recently lifted its longtime firearms ban amid a broader push by gun rights advocates who are pressuring zoos in Texas and elsewhere to do the same. Gun rights supporters say publicly owned zoos have misinterpreted laws and are illegally posting signs that ban firearms. Some zoos have countered calls for policy changes by claiming they are considered amusement parks, daycares, or educational institutions, venues that legally can enforce gun bans in many states. An advocacy group in Texas is singling out zoos under a newly enacted state law allowing complaints about unlawful gun restrictions to be forwarded to the state's attorney general for potential steep fines. Similar efforts have occurred elsewhere, including in Missouri, where the St. Louis Zoo went to court to prevent an Ohio man from bringing a gun to the zoo to test its no weapons policy. Texas authorizes licensed gun owners to carry concealed weapons in public, but the law exempts a variety of places, including amusement parks, churches and schools, and among them are other city official places. And officials at the state's larger zoos cite some of those exemptions in arguing that firearms are not permitted. And now for national and international news, we turn to an AP video.
This is AP News Minute. Australian immigration officials say they plan to accept more than 12,000 more Syrian refugees. The head of Australia's Syrian Refugee Resettlement Task Force says the program is non-discriminatory and that refugees of a particular religion will not be given preference. A prince in Saudi Arabia says the oversight and management of the Islamic Hajj pilgrimage is a matter of sovereignty and privilege for the kingdom and will not be given up. The senior member of the Saudi royal family spoke to the AP in the wake of last month's disastrous crush of pilgrims outside the holy city of Mecca that killed more than 1,400 people. The National Guard supplied water purification units to create clean water for a South Carolina hospital over the weekend. More than 3,000 National Guard members have been activated in response to recent deadly floods and heavy rain in the area. Thousands of spectators attended the 44th annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. More than 500 balloons representing dozens of states and nearly 20 different countries were released into the air Sunday morning. Krista Fourier, Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
Today's weather is brought to you by weather.com. We should see partly cloudy skies today with winds out of the west-northwest at 9 miles per hour. We have a 0% chance of rain, and we should see a high of 92 degrees with a low of 61 degrees. Today's broadcast was produced by Dalton Wolverton and Alejandro Araguin. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I am Katie Armstrong. Tune in tomorrow for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus here in Stephenville, Texas.